So I love seeing the dialogue between the Muslim, Jew, and Christian just because as a Christian myself, I have a lot of these questions about how my own beliefs line up with the other faiths.
It's not just an interfaith dialogue, but it may also be the first time that people here are hearing the gospel.
So I think the importance of these events is really, well, first of all, it's really beautiful to bring three different faiths together that usually on campus, the different faith organizations might not come together and work together all the time since they're so distinct. But at the same time, to bring them together and form community.
With this kind of topic, where you talk about suffering and loss, it's particularly important because I know personally of individuals who I study with who are, who are very struggling with either just mental health issues or loss or various kinds of degrees of suffering. And for a lot of them, they don't have good answers. And so they kind of suffer in silence. They suffer unable to actually come up with any sort of response to the pain they feel. And so specifically for this type of kind of conversation, I think it's very important because I think university culture in a lot of places these days has a very unhealthy relationship with loss, with suffering, and just an inability to answer or deal with it in a lot of ways.
Just the poignancy of the gospel represented in comparison with the other faiths was just really encouraging and affirmative for me, and also helpful for me in dialoguing with the people from other faiths.
I find it brings attention to some of those who might not have a faith to actually come and be able to encounter the gospel for the first time or anything like that, and just give them the opportunity to show them all the different Christian organizations or other organizations on campus.
I really enjoyed the event tonight. I appreciated especially just having the kind of balance and respect from having these three different individuals be able to really just sit down and have honest talks about some very difficult issues, about some issues that we all have to deal with, which is pain and loss and suffering in our lives.
That's why we're doing this event, so that people can meet Jesus through these events and to encounter him and to know more about Christianity and the misconceptions about it.
So I think a lot of students have these questions that they're not asking, and it's all underneath the surface, and so they need a forum to be able to express their questions. And so this kind of talk fosters that environment where they feel safe to ask questions and have them answered. And I think that the conversation will not just stop here, but continue to happen in classrooms and hopefully all over the university.